Hello everyone!
Hello!
And welcome to a plotting stream. As Matilda wrote in the chat, we might have some issues because we're not home. So we are not 100% certain about the ability of this internet. And there's also noise going around here. So if you hear that and if things get annoying, then let us know. And we would probably not tell them to shut up, but yeah.
Don't know them.
No. So yeah, we are here to plot some more for the dual role project.
Yes.
Woohoo!
And also let us know if you can hear us fine, because again, we're in a new place. The microphone is not set up the way it usually is. And also, if we do a lot of this, it's because that's where we have the share screen for us.
Yeah.
So we can see the document that we'll also be sharing with you, but easier for us to see.
Yes. So yeah, who's here? How are we doing? Are we being nicey?
Yes. Hello, Moon.
Moon is here and can hear us.
Good.
That's good. And
Violet's
Violet's also here.
Yeah.
And I assume that she can hear us too. Okay. Should we just jump into a little bit of a recap of what we did last time and then continue?
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
And last time, in case I missed, that was not the last. Last time was not the end of January. We did a planning stream in middle of February.
Yes.
So it's that we're going to recap now, in case you weren't here, or in case you've forgotten, or in case you just want to know some stuff.
Yes.
I'm all sitting on a bed now. I just realized there's a duvet right here, so I'm going to tuck myself in a little bit.
Good for you. So last time, and now I'm going to be looking over there because I cannot read on the screen. Last time we plotted from right after, or right as Neon does this electricity trial.
Where we left off, what we were in.
Yeah. And they cut off Lid's arm and they decide to go to Northport.
She's going to be a cat.
She's going to be a cat.
Very important thing.
Yes. And we got to where they are at the archive in Northport, and they have met Mir, who has told them that there is two rulers are supposed to be. Do you want to pour that out into something that's a little less noisy? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And now I think that what we said was that that Nier was also not going to be like, oh yeah, there's supposed to be two rulers, but rather this is a theory that some people have had, and yeah.
And I'm glad. Yes, and then we started talking about what they look like, and I will be honest and say I have not thought about that further.
No.
So I say we skip that for now and continue with the bullet point list.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to argue that we should move that to a different part of the documents. But
I'm gonna move this instead. There we go.
Oh, these were so fresh. So fresh. I don't have these. Marcus doesn't like them, but
They're licorice.
they're licorice. This is a very tall one. Some of them are half this. The black parts are licorice, and I don't even know what the other parts are. Not all licorice. They're very tasty. Anyway, I will try to not be very crinkly.
Cool.
So, let's just start.
Yeah. I do not have gloves.
No, mine are in my hat, if you want to borrow mine. I can also do typing.
All sorts.
Yes, it just said that on them. Huh, it says it on the back. I didn't know that was the name of them though. Yeah. They're so fresh. You can't tell that, but like they're so fresh. Oh, they're so fresh. Is trying to run away. Go get my gloves. I will type. Go.
Well, if you type, I don't need gloves.
Good point.
Yes.
Let me just find where I'm going.
Yes. We'll never have them so fresh. Yeah? Okay. While you're looking for
I'm there.
things.
I'm here.
Okay. I can see you, but I believe you.
I'm separated from him.
Okay. I am so sorry.
It's okay.
Yes. So near, it's more of a theory that yes, there are indications that maybe there should be two rulers, and I'm thinking she has been believing this, and now she's super excited because here's the proof. Sort of. Yeah. And then what happens? Because like we've got this lid leads.
Yes. There's maybe supposed to be two of us. I will lead. It's not what I picture them doing.
Huh?
I don't know because we said there were going to be. It says that too. There was going to be a fairy tale connection. Liam has read some fairy tales.
Yeah.
He has. I can't really look at you when I do this. Sorry. He's read some fairy tales, and Annery has also talked about fairy tales.
Yeah.
He never got a
Should I just do this? So, like you're looking at.
So, and Annery talked about fairy tales. He never got a chance to read that book. He never got a chance to read the book that Annery lent him.
No.
But
I did have a thing. I had a thought. Yes, that is.
Also, now there's a lot of noise in the background. If you hear that, let us know. We can't do anything about it, but
no. I had thought that Annery, because when Liam visits Annery, in what I've written, they sort of end on a not great note because he doesn't tell her, like, she wants to know what's going on. And it's like, no, I can't tell you, it wouldn't be safe. And she's offended.
Yeah.
And, like, it's not a, well, get out of here, I don't want to see you again. But it's a sort of, okay, well, here's some stuff. Cool. I've been thinking that she feels bad about that. Annery, yeah. And has sent a letter to the archive, basically being like, a friend of mine might come to visit. He is in some sort of trouble. Please help him. And like, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I also like if later on, because now that Liam finds this out, and learns more, and also maybe if I'm not gonna look at you, maybe if she's done that, I would like if he writes to her.
Yeah.
From Norport.
Yeah.
With a bit of explanation or a bit of thank you for looking out for me or just something.
Yeah.
I am safe, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I like that. Why are you off the side and not in front of me?
I'm so sorry.
Huh? No!
And you can't see me. I am in a cave.
Wow. Marcus problem solves really well.
Yes.
Okay.
Hello, Amy.
Hello, Amy. You joined at a good time. Marcus is in a cave.
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah.
So they get there. Liam and Tevin then get to Norport and meet Near, and she tells them there's a theory about two rulers.
Yeah.
A dual rule, as it were. And something, maybe a connection with fairy tales or something. And then also maybe finding out about the letter. Maybe not dumping all of that on them at once. Maybe it's like, yeah, we think there might be 2 rulers. There's a connection to fairy tales. Possibly. And then Nia might go, fairy tales. I have a friend who likes fairy tales to himself or verbally. But then a few days later, a little while later, oh right, we got a letter. We have a lot of people to keep track of in the archive, so I feel like it's okay if they don't bring it up immediately. Especially if it's not like, yes, my friend Liam, he's an archivist. He looks like this. Yay, hi. Like,
I'm also thinking that maybe they haven't gotten the letter yet. I know it's been a little while since he
well, this is the metric system of postal offices.
Yes, it's the metric system of postal offices.
Sorry,
I mean, it's been a little while since he was at Henry's place.
Yeah.
But maybe there isn't a great postal system, or maybe it took her a while to actually
get over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And or maybe they haven't read it, like.
Yeah. Again, so much paper. Just, receive more, put it in a pile, and deal with it later.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
so when I'm ready. I'm ready.
Yes, you are.
Is that how you spelled it?
Yes.
Asking the staff to look out for her friend who might be showing up. Do we want it to be a yes, my friend Liam, or I have a friend? Because if Annery thinks that Liam is in trouble, which I think is how she interpreted it, maybe she doesn't go, yes, my friend Liam. He lives on this street. He looks like this. This is his personal security number. In case the letter falls into the wrong hands, in case the archive can't be trusted.
Yeah, true. She might have sent the encrypted message.
They have decoded and sent via messenger. Postal. Why are you yelling? I think we were right next to a stairwell, and it's very echoey, and they're doing some sort of construction in there. And it's bringing, it's like our wall is made of, paper.
Yeah.
The postal service is controlled by the church. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm thinking if she's sent it through a messenger and made it as secure as possible, she's probably at least mentioned his name.
Sorry, if she made it as safe as possible, she would mention his name.
Yes, thinking that it's gonna be there is no chance anyone this is gonna go into the wrong hands. I mean,
a name is just a name too. Might not be the only Liam in the world.
Yeah, and she doesn't know if he's even gonna go there. She doesn't know exactly what kind of trouble he's in. I think mentioning his name is perfectly valid. Otherwise, they're just gonna have to do you know someone named Annery? Try to figure out who he is.
I got an idea. Also, I'm sorry for looking at them. So she sent this letter to the archive. Pear flavor? Anyway. She sent the letter to the archive. It arrives after they do, because messenger and encrypted, and then encrypted letter takes longer to deliver.
It might also not be encrypted.
No, but
yeah.
And basically, my friend might be in trouble. He might look you up. Please take care of him if you can, along those lines, and also mentioning his name. And then I would just love for if either Liam or Nia or someone else in the archive writes back to her with I or he has arrived, sort of a bit more than that. And then I don't know, the map and the distance and stuff. But then 2 weeks later, we see Anna show up in Northport with a whole cart of books. I'm here. I brought reinforcements.
Maybe.
Books are good reinforcements.
A red-haired guy who keeps looking over his shoulder like he's in trouble is not enough of an identifier. I mean, fair enough. And he might not identify himself by name either. So there's either way, they understand that it's him. But what if we are move on to the more large scale things?
Something needs to happen between them arriving at the archive and Liv taking the lead over something.
Yeah, I mean, something needs to happen that Liv can take the lead of.
And she's on unknown territory, in unknown territory, because she doesn't like no archives.
She doesn't like archives. What?
She doesn't know them. That's not natural. Maybe the kinship of people and working together in that bit. But she knows squat about archives.
Yeah, but I mean, she doesn't have to. The archive is not the only thing they're gonna do.
No. Well, what will they do then that she can lead?
I don't know. Chat, do you have any suggestions? What can happen? Because what's going on in Northport right now is that Northport has just found out that there are shapeshifters. Because Liz.
Right, she true. And there should also be a certain fear spreading in the archive. Not all archivists are shapeshifters, obviously, but Nia is, and she knows that Lid is. And she should, at the very, very least, pull Lid aside and be like, things have happened since you were last here.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, they arrive in Northport, the three of them.
First of all, Eddie's, what will she be taking the lead on specifically? Going somewhere, rallying people?
I don't know.
I think we're kind of talking rallying people.
Yeah, right, yeah.
That, because they need
support, and they get the shapeshifter support through her, hopefully.
Yes, and hopefully not only shapeshifters.
Oh. Yeah.
It's my thought.
Yeah, no, I agree. But my thought is, first I have a question. The three of them, Lid, Nia, and Tev, arrive in Northport. She has then been amputated for it happened a few days ago. She arrives to Northport in her cat form, but when they arrive at the archive, does she show up in her human form or her cat form? Because my actual question is, will Nia know that Nia knows, and Tev, that she's a shapeshifter? Because Tev could greet her telepathically and be like, yeah, shapeshifter, hi, nice to meet you. And Nia already knows that Lid is one.
Yeah.
But I and Nia think there's supposed to be two rulers, and I've seen Lid's powers, and you, Nia, also have powers. But will I believe that you guys trust each other and won't kill each other enough to be like, yes, so we have a shapeshifter and a human? Will Nia assume that Nia knows that she's a shifter?
Can't she just ask telepathically, Lid or
You're very smart.
Thank you.
Yeah, she could just ask that telepathically. Just like Tev could greet her telepathically. Yeah, it's almost like it works both ways. I think that's a big part of telepathy. Okay.
So
that was important for some reason, but I forget why.
Okay. He says if there's a lot of book reading among the others, Lid might just be getting impatient. Enough talking, enough sitting, let's act.
And she might also help dispel some prejudice against shapeshifters in Northport by being out among people and being helpful.
Yeah.
In the past, she's gotten people's loyalty at least somewhat by fixing a mill. So is there a problem at the archive or in Northport in general that needs fixing? True, because what have we said? there are shapeshifters in the archive seen here,
Mm-hmm.
but not all archivists obviously are shapeshifters.
No.
Archivists they care about the truth and the facts and things not being hidden from people, right?
Yeah.
But are archivists generally optimistic, positive towards shapeshifters? Probably not, because Neum isn't. Or is that just a capital thing?
I mean, Ian didn't even know that there were shapeshifters, but I mean, he didn't run screaming when he found out that he was in the company of shapeshifters. So,
well, one of them was a dragon. He was a bit starstruck. Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
But I mean, if the archivists in Norport know that Nier is a shapeshifter, then they're gonna be like, they're gonna know shapeshifters.
Yes. Does Nier have a position in the archive?
We don't know.
Because we could also add another layer of conflict with yes, we were fine with you being a shapeshifter, but now there are more of them, and then we will report the shapeshifters to the guards because we stand for the truth. And the truth is guards. I don't know where I went with that.
Okay.
Not well.
Well, she'd get bored with the archive and historical chit-chat and go out to stretch her legs and find something that she could do for people.
Mm-hmm.
And as an outsider, she might also be asking obvious questions to inspire ordinary humans. Why does the Church of the Gods have so much power? Why not just refuse the assholes if they cause trouble?
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. I'm wondering still, because we talked about how she would, in the second, when we started to turn the first draft into the second draft, we talked about how she was going to see more injustice in the land, and that was going to be driving her.
Yeah.
She has seen a thief get their hand cut off early on. She has fixed the mill and seen that those people were not treated fairly. That's about it.
Yeah.
More injustice needed.
Yes. So what could happen in Norport if we try to figure out if she?
I feel like there could be a demonstration, a protest, either against shapeshifters, humans going out in the street. You guys guards need to fix this because things you guards are supposed to keep us safe. We don't feel safe. There are shapeshifters. Could be an argument. Or it's people rallying behind shapeshifters, including shapeshifters themselves, but in their human form. Why are they being persecuted? Blah, blah, blah. Also, how much can have happened since Lyd left? Because she left a week ago. She could find out there's been a massive search. There's been a massive detainment of people, like suspected shapeshifters. People are reporting on their neighbors, that kind of thing. I missed something in the chat. Sorry, accused thief. 3 is the magic number, yes.
Yes. Third injustice in Norport that she maybe stands up against.
Yeah. Maybe.
I mean, there is a like you said, if there have been searches of shapeshifters, if they have found a bunch of shapeshifters and they are like about to be publicly executed or something.
Yay. But how would shapeshifters be found? Because if you don't see them shifting and they have purple eyes isn't actually real, how do you find a shapeshifter? Sounds like a riddle.
I don't know, but if they have.
We can start there.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't like it, but I like it. It doesn't sound good fun, but it sounds like fun.
Okay.
Okay. While Liv's been gone, things have been happening. Neighbors selling out. Neighbors. It's so weird without the U. That's not how you spell that. Neighbors. Shapeshifters have been captured. Unlost. And we said there are a couple thousand shapeshifters in Northport?
No.
There are 10,000 the whole mainland.
No.
No.
There's about 1,000. There's about 50 in Northport.
Huh. Okay.
But like the chat is saying that real shapeshifters wouldn't be found.
But it's a witch hunt.
Yeah.
You were accused of being a witch, or in this case, a shapeshifter.
Yeah. And accusing ordinary humans too. And yes, if people are being trouble to the priests or the guards, they can just say that, well, this is a shapeshifter.
Yeah, I mean, they don't know. There are 50 people in the city.
No.
No. Not turning on themselves. Actually.
Huh.
Each other is more effective. You're a shapeshifter! Oh, shit. Yeah. If you stand up to the guards, priests, you easily get accused.
Yes. And what I'm thinking is that if people, regardless of if these are shapeshifters or not, but I was thinking that if they were shapeshifters, that Lid could do a whole public speech of like, well, why have you turned against these people who are your neighbors? This cobbler, how many of your shoes
did
they make?
Yeah.
And like that could work if there are humans there too.
Yeah.
But like, these are your neighbors, these are your friends.
This is your family.
Yeah.
Because family is very important to Lid.
Yeah.
Whatever that means, but like.
Yeah. And that like she can somehow like probably not convince everyone, but convince enough people that there is a bit of an uprising and like they free these people that were about to be executed and turn on the guards, and then
I don't want to turn on the guards. Yeah.
And then like there's they then I don't want to say she starts the conflict, but now the conflict has happened, and
with her at the center of it.
Yeah, and that's sort of automatically makes it so that, well, now she's gonna have to lead, and people are gonna naturally turn to her because, hey, you started this.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So actual shapeshifters aren't the outcasts, but more respectable people, like the town doctor or good law-abiding neighbor you never expect.
Yeah, I'm thinking, because we did say that shapeshifters sort of live hidden in plain sight, and like I don't think all of them are like, I mean, good, universally respected, the entire town knows me, kind of thing. But
no, but some of them will be.
Yeah, some of them there will be. Like, yes, there will be a doctor who has
helped birth someone's kid and still someone's bleeding and like
done
doctor things.
Done doctor stuff. Maybe.
This proves that Is shapeshifters one or two words?
I write it as one.
Okay.
I think you can do both.
Yeah. Shapeshifters are normal people. They're bakers and doctors and so on. Liv starts speaking up about how can you turn on your neighbors like this? Their family. Their family. No?
Yeah.
People start agreeing. Riot, free the imprisoned people.
I was thinking that this happens like at the execution.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because start speaking up about sounds more like a continuous long-term thing.
Yeah, no. Lynn finds out about the planned execution. No, execution. Yes. Angry.
Bar.
Words.
Yes.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's going to want to lead too, or at least want to stop the injustice. And if no one else is going to lead, then she's going to do it.
Fine.
Kind of.
It's like a group project all over again. Yeah.
And Moon is having a mental image of a Punch and Judy type puppet show with a political statement, because traditionally just people not trying to be taken seriously are more tolerated when they call the system out on stuff. Not that it's necessary, just a thing that popped into my head. Puppeteer could end up in the gallows.
Yeah.
Yeah. Five-year-old saw a show with a character who turns into different animals a few weeks ago and was obsessed with the idea. So she's here in the background going, now I'm going to shapeshift into. I like it.
I like it.
I approve.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So this also puts her in a position where people will turn to her for not advice but for leadership.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to ask Moon and Avi, because you're the ones here and being active, and you are often here and being active. Would you mind if I made you two moderators? Because there are bots, and especially right now, I'm being slow in fixing that. So, do you want power? If you do, let me know, and I will see what I can do. I have to go to YouTube for that, but yes.
And Moon and Avi would both like to handle the bots.
Cool.
Would love to whack bots with blue wrench of power and mwahaha power. Yeah.
I like it. Then
Can you just do it from the chat as this?
Not from screen.
No, but from the video.
Yes, but I'm not on the video.
Okay. I am. I don't think I can grant.
No, I don't think so.
I cannot.
I will do it. Just a moment.
Avi promises it won't.
Yeah.
Avi promises it won't go to her head.
Good.
Great.
Well, I am sorry, Violet. You are not being active. You want the blue wrench of power too. You may have it. There we go. And there we go.
Power wrenches.
Yes.
Do. That's your theme song now.
Yes.
I wrote it for you. Please sing it at a meeting.
And you got one too, Violet. Just because you something. Yeah, that's all you. That's take all that.
How much sugar have you had?
Not enough.
Okay, so we have that then. They come to the place. They hear about the maybe there's supposed to be two rulers thing, and then they found out that things been happening while it's been gone.
Mm-hmm.
And then she speaks up and she sort of gets thrust into a leadership position.
Yeah.
And then the letter Mannery. Like, the time grasp on this is a bit vague. I don't think that the getting to report, finding out there might be 2 rulers or heirs, and starting an uprising is like 1 day.
No.
But something along those lines.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Also, are they all gonna sleep in Near's very cramped home that was barely big enough to hold her and Lid? I mean, to be fair, they could all sleep in like animal forms, and Liam could stretch out on the bed.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Eva.
Hello, welcome. Yes, Violet has some very specific
abilities.
I wasn't gonna say abilities. I was gonna say duties.
Duties
in the chat.
Yes, it's the reverse mermaid wrench that you've been given. It looks like the other one, but it is in reverse. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
So, and then we said, because I'm looking at the water trial. Can you see that in the stream?
No, I will scroll.
There we go. I'm looking at that because the water trial is going to be to raise Shardmere out of the water.
Yeah.
And they needed an audience for that to really be believed.
Mm-hmm.
They were going to find 2 sets of thrones or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Some proof, at least in the city, that they might not have seen before they raised it out of the water, but at least they found a city, sort of. But before then, they need to get the audience, sure, but they also need to trust each other, which I think they might be.
Yeah.
But they need to figure out where to look for Shardmere. They have to figure out what could our water trial be.
Yeah.
Sue.
I mean, I'm thinking that if, like, Annery's letter or her reinforcements, but
Yeah.
If that is what somehow, okay, because they need to do things.
Mm-hmm.
They need to, because when they get to Norbord, they have, I don't know, a week, couple weeks maybe, to finish the quest.
Mm-hmm.
So they know they need to find the water trial. So that is probably a priority for them.
Mm-hmm. And they're going to find that through the shape of the land being similar to her mom's necklace or something.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so they need to be up in the air seeing the land.
Mm-hmm.
What?
I just had an idea.
Uh-huh.
Okay, bearing in mind that not all shapeshifters have the same forms. Not every shapeshifter can be a whale, and not every shapeshifter can be a cat, and so on.
Mm-hmm.
And I also know that shapeshifter telepathy works without them touching or without them being like super close together.
Mm-hmm.
I know that it's telepathy, so no one else can hear that. But anyway, I was like, just a flock of birds flying into a tree, and then that's where they have their meeting. Just telepathically as birds in a tree. And someone would be like, those birds are very quiet. Yeah, strange, but okay. Sorry, not important.
Cool.
I just thought it would look fun.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
That's my contribution.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I like it. Well, let's see. They are in Norport.
Mm-hmm.
Neil decided to go there because he wanted to look in the archive.
Mm-hmm.
He
is?
Huh?
He is?
Yes. He is there, and they are, and he wanted to go there because they had magic stuff.
Mhm.
What?
No, that's laughing at Moo's comment.
Yes, that is.
Mhm. Yes, about magic because he thought it was cursed.
Yeah.
Which he now kind of finds out he isn't.
Yeah.
Mhm. But he's still like, oh, but I'm in an archive. I'm pretty happy anyway.
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy to not be cursed.
But then they so then their attention turns towards, okay, water trial.
Mm-hmm.
How do we? I mean, since the water trial is one of those that can happen wherever, I'm thinking that they're probably not worried that we're gonna miss it, because it's gonna start somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And it can't be that, it can't be this for them, but my thinking would be that, like, the water trial is gonna happen.
Mm-hmm. Provided they're in the water.
Well, I mean, it can happen on land as well, with a flood or a rainstorm, or
Okay. Mm-hmm.
as long as there's water.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
I don't really know what your point is.
I'm just trying to figure out. I don't really have a point. I'm just trying to figure out, like, what would they do? What would the next step be?
Yeah, because they need to figure out stuff about Shardmere.
Yeah.
Like, they need to find out that there is information in this archive about a lost city.
Mm.
Or about the legend. We talked before about how they were going to have the nursery rhyme,
Mm-hmm.
and they were going to have different versions of that, which ties it to fairy tales again, in a way.
Yeah.
Sharing.
Yeah.
Just we go. Well, I'm just gonna do some comments on here.
Yeah.
Moon is especially eyeing birds. That's good.
Yes.
AB says some ideas. Lid goes training to flying with only one wing. I like it, but I don't think she'll be able to. I don't think a bird can fly with just one wing. Glide maybe, but not fly.
No.
Tevin take a ride to be alone. Yeah, so about this dragon thing, yeah, I never told you about that. Well, let's just take a ride. I like it. Or just go flying to get away from the chaos of the city. I like the idea of her having seen it from above before. I flew over more and more forests until I could see the ocean along a coastline that reminded me of a whale's back, right to speak, whatever. And then she thought of her necklace that way. The Ravenhead's necklace from my mom or whatever. And it's not until she sees it on the map or someone else talks about it that she makes the connection. But that would mean wedging it in somewhere with a teeny spot of edition. That's fine.
Yeah.
And if not going back and doing that now, could definitely be had in the third draft. That's fine.
Yes. Trying to zoom. Not that easy.
Can you just pull the little toggle down there?
Yes, but then it will zoom to the middle. So this is the bit of the bit of the map.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it really looks like, but it looks like something.
So on the left we have Norport.
This is Norport, and this is where Shardmere was.
Yeah.
And this is then what it used to look like.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually need to edit it, so I don't know what I'm doing, but yeah.
Yeah.
And now the snout is gone.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to look exactly like this either, but this is what I've got at the moment.
Yeah. It's a good start at least. Yes. So it is a little ways away from Shardmere. Or from Norport, sorry. and they're gonna have to get an audience there.
Yeah.
But also racing a bit of land if you're on a coastline. Because I've been imagining this is like a cliffside. Like there are cliffs and then there's water.
Mm.
And if you are standing up on the cliff, you should be able to see someone just like, which is the sound that a city makes when you lift it from the water.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Just want to properly have both of the maps.
Yeah. So we need to figure out about Shard. The Shardmare is more than just a rumor or a legend. They need to figure out gravity.
Huh.
So they can pull it from the ground or from the water. They need to trust each other, which I think they do. They need to rally people to come look when they dive into the water. They have a lot of stuff to do.
Yes.
In like 2 weeks.
Yes. Okay. Because I mean, the seeing the land from above. The point with that was that they were gonna see that something is like they're gonna notice somehow that this looks like that this is the necklace and be like, this piece of land would look like that if it had that.
Did we say that her necklace would break in the same way?
I don't know.
Because that could work.
Does she still have the necklace? Because she's lost everything.
True. That was the thing. It's a little bit cliche. I get that, but like, she's wearing it. They're leaning over this map. They're looking at it. What are we missing?
Yeah.
And then I don't know if Bodhi unties it or it snaps or something happens. It falls to the table. It breaks into two, and it's the beak that had fallen off.
Yeah.
What?
No, I just
What?
This doesn't really make sense, I think. But now I just had the thought of like, did she have that as a tattoo on her arm, and then they cut it off right where the beak of the snout was?
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. I mean, it will take a while before she sees the remnants of her arm.
Yeah.
It will be under wraps and stuff, so it does buy us a bit of time.
Yeah.
And they could just be going, like, not actually looking at the land, not looking at a map, not flying, but they could be figuring stuff out about Shardmere. Well, where could it have been? If it's not just a legend, what is it? Anne shows up with more books, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then, well, it has to have been somewhere nearby because things are in this archive. Liam has never seen any proof of it in his old archives, like that. And then after a while of this, they unwrap her arm, and it's just like, what's on your arm? Well, what did you do with my arm? We cut it off. I like that. Is it too silly, chat? Because I really like it, and I don't mind silly, but I don't want it to be too. How convenient, you know?
I mean, I think it would mean that we should make tattoos a bigger thing. She needs to have one.
At least one.
At least one.
Definitely more.
Yeah.
She has a whole sleeve and just cut it off. Where it makes a tooth thing.
Yeah.
And
something else. I don't know. But
I like. Okay. Is this taking it too far? What if it's customary for shapeshifters to have tattoos? She was counting two, but shifters have tattoos. They have one per shape. This is a triangle. This is a square. No, but like one of their cat form, one of their like the forms they can take on, and she has some sort of bird form that I think maybe I said it was an eagle, hawk, something, and then it could be, I don't know. That might be too much.
Yeah, because then it's a lot of like coincidence that she happened to have that specific. Because I think what we said originally was that when it was going to be on a necklace, was that was some sort of symbol that her mama had taken with her, and then like had the royal family uses sometimes. And then in that case, my thinking is that she might have gotten that tattoo because it's something
reminds her mom.
Yeah. Maybe her mom even also has that tattoo.
I would like for her mom to tattoo.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I had another thought. Which isn't, I'm just gonna say it. What if, I don't know why that shape, like we could go with that shape being important to the royal family and therefore her mom has it and therefore a connection. But also if her mom tattoos her, and then she messes up the line work on accident or not, and so it makes it the other shape. That's a big mess up of line work, but
it's also a bit of a coincidence.
Yeah. Hello, Rachel.
Hello, welcome.
Yeah.
I just think it's like, I think it would be kind of fun if it's like.
I think it would be really funny. I think it would be really funny.
Yeah.
And then I guess it works that this is something that reminds me of my mom. I want that tattooed.
Yeah.
That's not unusual even in our day and age.
No.
Mm-hmm.
You want to write it down?
Yes. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I've been searching.
I can fix the spelling.
Searching in the archive for stuff. Proof of two rulers. Proof that Shardmare wasn't just a legend, etc. It's time to unveil her arm.
Ta-da!
It's an arm!
Wow.
What was left of it? She learns that they amputated her arm right through her tattoo, symbolizing a symbol that her mama carries as a necklace. Shardmare Bay.
Sure. Yes.
For us to probably maybe not remember this. Yeah. Is horrified, but then makes the connection that the land looks different. What if the land was cut off? Why did you fix the connection?
I am sorry.
I fixed the connection.
Yeah. Yes. Just where are we at with the chat? They don't even have to actively rally people. Just being honest about who they are and what they're doing will make people curious. Yeah, that is true. Someone in Norport could recognize the shape of her tattoo. Tiny claw tattoo for a bird of prey, with a bird meeting in the tree. Why do those robins fly into a tree with a hawk? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, and she has a tattoo of the necklace. I've been thinking there was a jewel in the necklace that Lyd thought was the eye of the hawk or whatever that makes the city. Yeah, maybe. I mean, that wouldn't mean it was like there. I also don't know, like what. This kind of looks more like a dragon to me.
Point to the parts of the dragon. Oh yeah, that's the snout still. Yeah.
And then the horn / ear.
Yeah.
And then.
So it was like, it's
me. Yes.
I mean, the lake down below also looks like a dragon.
Huh.
Both like that, but also like this. We said that before.
We said unicorn for down here.
No, I think it's a dragon.
Okay then. There are many dragons in this land.
Many dragons.
The
eye could be Norport and the big Sharpener.
Yeah.
And that would also bring the cities closer together.
Yeah.
Which is good. And I mean, a boat going to the left side of that little piece of land, or the right side of that piece of land for the ferry thing works just as well.
Yeah.
The current placement in Norport is a little bit safer because they don't want to go out in open water. But they didn't know that when they built the city, maybe.
Maybe.
Oh wow, the entire wall just moved.
I mean, could also be that instead of Shardmere being here, maybe it was up here, and this is the part that's gone. The horn.
Maybe. I went back a little bit to what Moon said about the eye. Either the bead is the eye, and then it's like, oh, so Lyd was supposed to see it, or Shardmere is the eye, and people have been blinded by it.
Huh?
I don't know.
Okay.
Ignore it.
Okay.
Munos thinks it's because it's actually made of dragons for the prequel. Sorry, the prequel.
Yes. Well, who knows?
But okay, ignoring how we make the map, I do like the idea of her tattoo having been cut off.
Yeah.
Or partly cut off.
Yeah.
Is she most upset about having lost her arm or having lost half the tattoo?
I would guess the arm.
Okay. Okay.
Initially.
Yes. Yeah, her first thought will not be, is my tattoo still there? Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so that's. So that's how they figure out where to look for Shardmere.
But they don't know that Shardmere and their water trial will be the same thing.
No, but Shardmere is in the water, so why not? Sort of. And okay.
You okay?
I still have my headache a bit.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
They get. I'm gonna go back a little bit. They get to Norport. They go to the archive. They meet Near there. Near tells them about the theory that there should be two rulers. Which is cool, but also bigger things. There are more important things at the moment because 12 suspected shapeshifters are going to be executed this afternoon.
I can't stand for that.
Yeah.
Mm.
And Lyd, at least Lyd, probably, the others too,
Mm.
go to the execution. They disrupt it.
Mm.
Lyd holds a big speech. People,
From the gallows.
yes, people agree with her, and they like riot, and they free these people, and now there is a big conflict in the city because the guards need to take back control. The church needs to take back control.
This will also make it more difficult to leave the city.
Yes.
Just put that out there.
Yeah.
As an added layer of conflict.
Yeah. And then they get the letter from Annery,
Mm-hmm.
which they don't really need.
That feels too late.
Yeah, because maybe it would be better if they had already gotten that, so that because otherwise, I mean, Nier has obviously already decided to help Nian. The letter won't make a difference here.
No, I think I input something in the wrong place.
Yeah.
This should be moved up at least 2 paragraphs.
Yeah.
I'm taking this.
Yes.
I'm stealing it.
Bye bye.
I'm scrolling up.
But maybe also in her letter she had another something, if that's where Shardmare could be mentioned. Because Annery does talk about the lost shard when Niam's visiting her. And if she has been doing more research since then, maybe she's like, hey, there might be something here.
Here, as in where Shardmare was? Or in this text? Or
in this text, or in this legend, or yeah. And encourages them to look into the lost shard. And then
I still like her showing up with reinforcements. We don't have to do it, but I would like her to showing up with a cart full of books. Although, how is she going to get in if it's after the uprisings? How is she going to get in with a cart full of fairy tales?
Yes. I don't know.
It's the annual book fair. Comes to Northport once a season. Annually.
Yes.
There's only one season per year. This is a season of spring for this year, season of summer for next year.
Okay.
This is why I don't get to WORLDBUILDING. Okay.
Yes. There's been the riot. There's been the hey, look into the lost shard. There is I'm thinking there's probably sort of there's an uprising going on, and Lyd sort of deals with that, so to speak, while Niam reads in the archive. And then they
unveil the arm.
Unveil the arm. The execution could happen a while after they arrive there. Lyd's presence causes rumors, which then triggers the whole witch hunt, giving them some time to sort of archive things. Just reordering stuff a little. Maybe.
It's also been said that Lyd is now more noticeable for the guards because she is A, there are the wanted posters.
Yeah.
B, She has an empty.
She has to use that at some point. She has to.
Ted would be so proud.
Yeah.
That's how he's like, oh, she's gonna be fine. I lost my train of thought. Was I talking? Were you talking? I was floored by this pun. Yes. The wanted posters and her being an amputee is gonna put her a bit more. Like, the more she's out in public, the more the guards might recognize her.
Yeah.
Even if they didn't get a good look of her, like, oh, she looked exactly like this. We know she's missing her arm, most likely.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for finding my train of thought. So she is putting herself at risk when she's out. What's the word? Rallying is not the right word when she's out. Fighting.
Campaigning.
Thank you. Yeah. Which should, yeah.
No, I'm kind of. You may have a square chocolate. I'm thinking that she probably already from the like big speech at the execution. There are probably already there some people, shapeshifters or not, that are like, okay, we will follow you. We will be your bodyguards. Yeah.
So,
bye, Amy. Thank you for being here.
Bye-bye. Beef.
Yes.
But we're talking about hawks and robins, not ducks.
What about piranhas? How?
So, something archive.
Lid does campaigny things while Liam reads things in archives.
Campaigny things. While Liam reads things in archives.
I was thinking that was up here.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. I also like here. I also wonder about Teb at this point. Because Teb has spent the last few weeks with Liam, kind of getting to know him, kind of defending him, kind of being defended by him. They built that up.
Yeah.
But he's now back with Lid, or Lid is back with him, and I think he's going to be really worried he's going to lose her again.
No.
I think he's not going to think it's a great idea that she's campaigning.
Is he going to be there as a dragon? Bodyguard dragon?
Fire. That's going to draw some attention. I don't know. I was just thinking either he's going to not leave her side. He's going to be one of her bodyguards and leave Liam to deal with his own things again. But for the story, again, them being separated into their, as they were.
Yeah.
Or he and Liv are going to have a massive disagreement about this. Because, like, I will back you till the end of time, but you're putting yourself at risk, and I cannot stand by while you put yourself at more risk. Through more risk. At more risk. While you're being risky.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
And it could be the case of I think this is a horrible idea, but I'll still support you and still be there for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't want to forget Teb and all this.
No. Can't forget Tev. Tev is important.
And very memorable.
Yes. Yeah.
What do we think in the chat and in the Marcus?
In the me.
In the you.
I mean, I'm kind of thinking that he might want to protect her.
Mhm.
But yeah, that
Yeah.
yeah.
Those comments.
Kids here chafing at Ted, trying to control her or baby her after she's proven herself adventuring solo all that time.
Mhm.
Yeah. Probably think it was sweetest first and then get fed up.
Mhm.
Yeah, because I can see that like he tries to be there and protect her and like be her shield sort of,
Mhm.
but she is a bit like, no, I can. You don't have to
I
protect me.
survived without you for a few weeks.
Yeah, there could even be a like, you weren't there for me. There,
Yeah.
even though that's unfair.
It's not his fault, but I like it. Yeah.
Yeah. And so she eventually is like, no, you don't get to come with me out anymore because. Yeah. And
I'll put that somewhere down here.
yeah.
Throughout all of this, Tev is unwilling to leave Lid's side. Is afraid of losing her again. 1-0?
Yes.
Yes. Losing her again. She finds this sweet at first, but then it starts rubbing her the wrong way. I survived fine without you. You weren't there for me when I needed you.
Yeah.
Should this be shortly before? I mean, it's not. Should they not really have time to smooth this over before Shardmere is fished out of the water and before they're separated? And then she's off in foreign land alone, having broken ties with everyone.
Maybe.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll put it in and then we'll see.
Yeah.
They don't take the time to smooth this over before Liam fish Shardmere out of the ocean. And 2, 3 of them are separated.
Yeah, it would really help with the dark night of the soul.
Mm-hmm.
Feeling bad about how she left things with Ted.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Thank you.
Okay, so then that means
we've done this though. I can cut that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that means shortly after that they do the water trial.
Mm-hmm.
They have.
This bit is a little misplaced now.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Lid and Liam do the water trial. Sorry, you were saying.
Graal.
Yeah, yes, that's the secret code word they're using.
Yeah, no, they have figured out where Shardmere is through her tattoo. They have maybe not figured out that they need to raise Shardmere.
Mm-hmm.
Chardmere.
Yeah, that's how it's
Yeah.
Chard like that now.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Charizard.
Yes.
But they, at the very least, they're like, okay, we should go to this place. We should see if we can find Shardmere.
Yeah.
And we're gonna be in the water, so maybe our water trial will start too.
Yeah. Raise it out of the water, but decide to go to where it was and look around.
Yeah. And then I guess people just come with them because again they're curious. And I'm kind of assuming that there will be both like
Shapeshifters.
humans and shapeshifters, but also people that come there because they're curious and like, what's going on? We need to see this. And there's also guards and priests that are there to like not stop them probably because they probably not able to stop them, but like oversee, smooth things over, figure out how can we turn this to our advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, there will be people both on their side and on against their side.
I want to backtrack though.
Uh-huh.
How do they get out of the city?
They,
I mean, they can fly,
yeah,
but not everyone who's going to watch them can.
well, they just march out of the city. They,
Elbowing the guards as they go.
yes.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't know, I mean, yeah,
Do I ask too many questions?
yes,
Okay, but that is something we could figure out along the way.
yeah.
I'm
I'm thinking like if they have enough people behind them,
yeah.
it's not going to be possible to stop them from going out of the city.
No. The four kinds of people, by the way.
Yeah, mm-hmm. Shapeshifters, humans, guards, and priests.
Mm-hmm. No, that's fair. I mean, you're gonna let us out. Fine, we'll let you out. I also wonder, is there a chance that any shapeshifters have quote unquote infiltrated the guards and the church?
Guards, maybe. The church, I have a hard time seeing why they would do that.
Mm-hmm.
Or did you have a thought of why they would do that?
I mean, people under stress was not the right word, but dress, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I am part of this marginalized group. I am not being treated well. I will try to right the wrong from the inside. If I make it into the church, if I get a priesthood in this case, maybe I can start turning the wheel from in there. Maybe I won't, I might be using the entirely wrong terminology here, but maybe I won't be preaching against shapeshifters. Maybe I'll focus my attention in my church on overconsumption, pollution, overfishing, something. I don't know. I was just thinking if yeah.
I mean, that's assuming that they trust, like, I don't think they would do that unless they thought there was a chance to fix the church, the priests. Like, if there was, I have faith in, because shapeshifters also, I don't know the shapeshifters on the mainland have any faith in the gods, but I don't know. I'm not sure. I find it believable.
No, fair enough. But people come with them and they are curious.
Yes.
Is the yeah?
Yeah.
And then they do the water trial, which we just said that they did.
Yes.
They raise the sunken city out of the water. And why do they do that? It's like, yes, we found it. Where? Here's proof. Or is it we found something in it that people deserve to see?
Yeah, I mean,
Two thrones or
sorry. I'm not trying to stop them filling the city, especially in front of so many witnesses. I'm sure they'd be delighted if they fail/die, but publicly martyring them just make people more likely to believe them.
Yeah.
Follow their example, resist, etc. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, because they were gonna we talked about them finding two thrones.
Mm.
We also talked about them finding the sort of grave of the ruler, the betrayed one, with the regalia. That they were gonna like that was gonna be some sort of proof. And they
because two thrones. Okay, if we look at it this way, Lyd knows nothing about royalty. Or very little. She doesn't know how it works. You okay?
Yeah. Just a little shiver.
Okay. She doesn't know how it works, doesn't know what it takes, all that. Niam knows more about it, but hasn't. I mean, he's maybe seen the ruler.
Yeah.
But he's never met him.
No.
So they might both go, or one of them might go, hey, there are two thrones. That proves the point. And then they bring those up, or the entire city, maybe. I don't know. And people are like, yeah, for the ruler and their spouse. Like, that's not proof. The wife or the husband also needs somewhere to sit, obviously. Banquets are boring. And then they're like, okay, let's bring up more. Or let's find something else.
Yeah, I mean, bearing in mind they only have a day.
I don't know.
But, okay, because if there's a subtle, like, undercover way the guards or priests can try to sabotage or kill them during the water trial, then I guess they don't do what those guys did. They got swallowed up by the ocean. If something like that is what somehow prompts them to actually bring the city up, I don't know. I'm if Lyd and Niam get the impression that the priests don't want, like, that there's something about the city that the priests don't want them to find.
The city being Shardmere, just to be clear, yeah.
And then maybe their idea could be, well, we're just going to bring up the city, so even if we don't find it, someone else can. Maybe.
Are they thinking then that their water trial isn't bringing up the city? Their water trial is something else entirely, or what they do with the city after they've brought it up?
I don't know if they necessarily need to think about the water trial at all.
No.
At this point.
No.
Sort
of a this is bigger than both of us thing.
Yeah.
The world needs to know. People deserve to know.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, because the water trial is a bit like the air trial in that it can be anything, it can happen anywhere, and neither one of them knew they were doing the air trial when they were doing it. And so they might, like, I'm thinking they might think of the water trial in the same way. And basically, like, okay, but this whole Shardmere thing is important. This might be our water trial, but even if it isn't, why, like, even if it isn't, we're gonna do it. Rather than, well, this Shardmere thing could be important, but let's go over there and see if there's a water trial instead. Like, yeah.
I see a storm rolling in. Let's head in that direction. It's far more important to me.
And then they find the elemental box of the dead guy. And then there's a surprise reveal of their water powers afterwards. Yeah. And so the reason that they bring it the reason they bring it out of the water
Mm.
is that they have gotten the impression that the priests do not want the city to be found.
Yeah.
And
They're covering something up.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so if we just leave the city in the ocean, the priests can make sure no one gets there.
Yeah.
But if we raise the city up, people will, like, there's a chance people will be able to find whatever it is the priests don't want them to find.
Mm. I get the feeling that the priests don't want them to find Race Shardmare because the priests are trying to hide something. They decide that this is important. People deserve whatever truth is being hidden from them, and they raise the Sunken City.
Yeah.
Nothing no less than water trial, but rather for the good of the people. This is bigger than us.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
Mm? Ow, 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 ow.
Side note, but I expect the entire priesthood doesn't actually know all the secrets. True.
Mm.
That would make it hard to control, so considering how many priests there are. They might not just know that certain places or questions are taboo.
Mm.
Yeah. And
Mm.
higher level priests know the actual story.
And most of like a lot of higher level priests are also in the capital.
Yeah.
Because the capital is big and full of people, but also because the ruler has his own personal entourage of priests that are sort of in on the whole thing,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So word is probably being sent to the capital a bit before this. Like maybe when Lid was spotted, I don't know. So there should also be priests arriving from the capital. But they also can't really do anything to stop the thing.
I mean, I'm thinking that maybe they don't show up until after, because Ryla was going to show up after.
True.
So that's when the delegation from the capital shows up.
Right. Okay. Fair. But that's what we're coming up on now.
Yes.
Okay, so
Moon is also saying so it might be possible to turn a low-level priest against the church, even if they weren't a shapeshifter infiltrating or anything. Now,
true. They're successful!
yay!
The city is raised. They find something. I mean, proof of the city, check.
Yes.
Or did that, but proof that it's supposed to be two rulers should be found.
Yeah.
Um,
Where we talked about the what Moon called the elemental box earlier, where the what was it, the traitor ruler that was gonna have trapped them.
Yeah. I don't know why in that case they trapped them with all the regalia, unless it was customary back then, just wear it all the time, but
doesn't really matter. But I'm thinking like it's obvious that a person with all of these powers made this box from the outside, but also that a person with all of the powers tried to get out of it from the inside. Because that way we have proof that there were two of them.
True. But can't that just have been a previous ruler in their air?
No.
Okay. Could I have a quick thing, please? Thank you.
I mean, it could have been, but also this person is wearing regalia.
Okay, that's why they need the regalia.
Yes.
But then they could have just been the older ruler and the heir one.
No.
feel like the roles have been reversed here. Find a box containing a body wearing regalia. The box is made of all of the elements, and there's evidence from within that the person who was not strapped, also had access to the elements and used them to try to escape. Somehow proof that this person and the person who trapped them were both rulers and not just heirs.
I mean, I'm thinking the fact that there is 2 sets of regalia now
Yes, okay.
could be a good indicator.
Okay, yes. That proof is the fact that there's... Yeah. Regalia. 1 current ruler has, and 1 here.
Yeah. The murder ruler might have been not good with the first element that the killer wrapped them in, so the only way to trap them was with, say, metal, because the killer was good with it, but the victim was not. So they were wearing their regalia, and the killer couldn't take time to take it from them because they had to trap them alive in metal in order to get the jump on them at all. And they couldn't use their magic to get out, so the inside is all scratch marks and the body has broken fingernails.
Lovely.
Very lovely. Yay. But yeah. I mean, I'm also thinking that the ruler, the murderer, probably wanted to bury the second set of regalia as well, because again, that is some sort of proof that there should be 2, and they were already thinking that they were gonna destroy all the proof of that.
And they might have also been hoping that if the regalia died, no new non-royal heir would be born with, would wake, like maybe they thought that the magic is tied to this being used. If it's sunk into the bottom of the ocean, maybe no one else will have power outside of my family.
Maybe, yeah.
Did we talk about the whole thing of powers and the heir situation? Because we talked about, I think, that we have the royal heir, or the royal ruler and the commoner ruler. The royal ruler's heirs have power. Can wake up powers, but the commoner ruler cannot.
Well, I think the last thing we said was that the royal ruler, like the royal heir, could come from either of them.
Right. Okay. So if we have, back in the day when Shardner was still a city that was thriving, there were 2 rulers. They all had heirs, and one day, one of them got powers.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, you're now the royal one.
Yeah.
And then someone else outside of both these families would wake up with powers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So yeah.
Yeah.
Do we continue or do we feel?
I don't know. I'm starting to feel a little bit done.
Yeah.
For the day.
Yeah, we had we had no expectation that we were gonna finish plotting the entire thing today.
No, that sounded a little bit optimistic.
Yeah. So whether we stop now or we stop later, we are going to continue plotting in the next stream at the end of March. We're not doing an extra stream in March because our weekends are all busy already. So the plotting is going to take a little bit more time, at least the next stream, and maybe actually over April too. I don't know.
Yeah.
I
mean, the steps we have left now is that they get separated. Lid and Niam and Tev, Niam and Tev in one end, and no, Lid in one end, Niam and Tev in the other one.
Oh.
Yes. They get separated. She's brought to the capital. She has to come alone for some reason. I don't know what we said, but there was going to be an argument for it. Ryla shows up, who is Niam's friend who's studying to become a priest and will betray him, or has betrayed him before. That will become apparent sometime around here.
Yeah.
Lid is a guest at the palace, i.e. she's trapped. The ruler's trying to get to her somehow. And then her family comes to the capital. The rest of the uprising comes to the capital. Something. Lid and Niam fight the ruler and they win. And then the book ends.
Potentially.
Oh. What?
Well, if that's the end of this, or if we have more.
Well, the book probably ends.
I mean, it doesn't. If we have more, it doesn't end with the winning. It has to end a little bit after the winning, so that something else has started.
Fine.
But anyway, yes, that is as much as we're gonna be plotting before we start writing the next bit.
Yes. Which seems likely that we will not start writing in April, since we can't squeeze in a stream in March. That is not really doable.
Maybe.
And then we'll just have the end of March stream. If we finish all this, great. Then 2 days after that stream? Question mark? No, it's actually a whole week almost. The 26th of March is a Saturday. 27th, 28th, 9th, 30th, and 31st. 5 days.
Okay then.
Something.
Cool.
Yes. Either way, we are done for the day.
Okay.
I want to say.
Yeah.
And then we will just continue at a later point.
Yes. I just every time you mention Ryle, I think of a character from a kids show, Octonauts, with that name. She's a wombat.
I think our Ryla should also be wombat.
Yes. If you're working on it, you'll be fitting chapters together and smoothing out timeline. I mean, that's the next step that we were thinking we were going to try to do now in February. We haven't yet.
No. We won't. February is 2 days left.
Yes.
We're not going to do it in February.
Yes, but we might do it in March.
Yeah.
We will continue to have that as a tentative goal.
Yeah.
But it would be nice to have that done before we start writing the next bit. But yeah, that is. If we work on it outside of the streams, then that is what we're going to be doing. Yeah.
Yeah. But then I guess we are done for the day.
Yeah.
We are going to have our next one of these streams on the 26th of March.
Yes.
No links yet, but they'll appear in
Yes.
places. Back of cereal boxes and those sort of things.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And an update before then, we should probably be talking about what we did today and if we end up merging anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does that sound fair?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Well, thank you everyone for your help. It was very nice having you here. And I look forward to next time. And I look forward to Thursday, when I hope we'll see you again. And yes.
On my channel.
Yes, on your channel.
No, I haven't set those up yet.
No.
But yeah, thank you so much for being here. We should have better sound and better everything else.
Yeah.
But the internet survived better than I thought.
Yeah.
But still, it should be better again on Thursday. So we hope to see that.
Yeah. Cool. So, bye-bye.